Live. I'm live. Whoa. All right, my loves, welcome to what did I even call my show? The Ripple Connection. Yes, I'm Sunshine. I wanted to do a little podcast and bring on these amazing souls that have gone on this amazing journeys and helped heal their inner child and now are paying it forward by empowering other women and men and everybody. So I'm going to bring on my first guest, Donna Amber. But wait, I have to do this. I was cracking up when I found this. Yes! So funny. All right, we have comments already.
Oh my God.
Oh, Gloria, yes. Mickey, yes. Hi. Welcome. So, Donna, what brings you to this live stream?
So excited to be your first guest.
Yeah, right? So much fun.
It's so much fun. Thank you for inviting me. I love
You're welcome.
talking and sharing and inspiring. So if anyone says you want to talk, I'm like, yes, I do.
Let's do this, right?
Yeah, let's have fun.
So much fun. Yay. Hey, Raven. We got lots of goddesses. Yay. All right. So let's get down to the nitty gritty. Let's get raw.
All right.
How did you come to be the humble healer?
Oh, I love my story.
Yes, I love your story too, because we have a few things in common. Yes, rock stars. Someone said we're rock stars. Hell yeah. All right, so let's hear your story, love.
Well, I love this story because I was right before turning 50. I was in the corporate world for many, many years. I was very, very stressed, very miserable, depressed. I had panic disorder. I mean, a lot of it came from childhood trauma, but the outside was just mirroring the inside.
Mhm.
And I was in debt. I was a single mom. I mean, there was just like so much where I was just overwhelmed and exhausted. And I went to this workshop that did this magic carpet meditation. And I do this at my retreats because it was really powerful for me because I didn't know what Reiki was. I didn't know anything. I knew I was drowning in my life and I did not know a way out. And she did this magic carpet meditation where she had, it was a whole process, but she had you, in 5 years, who are you?
Right.
Give yourself a name. And then she was like, all right, what do you look like? What are you wearing? Who's around you? I have a dog growling at me.
All right, I got 3 sitting on my lap. Oh, there's one now.
He's like, play with me.
That's all right. We're dog friendly.
Yeah. And it was like, who's around you? Where are you? And I did this whole meditation and I literally had the downloads from universe, source, or God. And I literally sat up and I said, humble healer. I didn't even know what anything really was. I knew that I could help people. So I was like, humble healer. That sounds amazing. I wrote it down. And at the time I had short blonde hair. I was in the corporate world. I was pretty uptight, but cool.
You were born cool, baby.
I was born cool. I was just stressed out. And then I wrote down that I had long wavy hair, I had flowy clothes, I had a spiritual boyfriend, I had a rescue dog, I had a retreat house. And I was like, just writing all this stuff down. I was like, all right, it sounds good. And this was the 5-year plan. And um, she helped us to learn that we had to start letting go of things that were no longer serving us. And I was like, well, the job has to go,
Mm.
and that's hard. I was making like close to 6 figures. I had 401k, I had benefits. I was a single mom. But I wrote down my plan and I set my intentions. And I have to say, it started. I quit my job probably, I think, like a year later. Like, it was crazy. I would have never thought I could have got out of that. And it actually happened that it was 5 years. I turned 55, and that's when I felt like it all really happened. I had the spiritual boyfriend. I was doing retreats. I had the rescue dog. I had the long hair, the flowy clothes. And then I got the tattoo Humble Healer on me because I feel like I really put out the intention and I did the work of letting go of what was not serving me anymore and what didn't feel good in my life. And I created what I want. And now that's what I do. I help women, I course correct them from living in a place, a lot of it is from, trauma. And things that have happened to us as child where we didn't feel loved or enough and we people please and we don't have boundaries. And so I go, let's stop doing that.
Yeah.
Let's start doing this because this is really fun. And so, Humble Healer.
Yeah. And how did you come to be that humble healer, though? Like, was there things that you had to learn and
Yeah.
remove?
Yeah. So I started removing things, but then I also started to, I had really bad panic disorder. I became agoraphobic. I couldn't come out of my house. Like, it was really bad.
Yeah.
And I always had it, the stress, the anxiety, but I just kept pushing it down. And then I started to, somebody told me to go to this breathwork class. And this is like holotropic breathwork. It's not
Yeah.
just alternate nostril breathing. And I went and I literally, that first session, I felt like my whole energy shifted in my body. And it changed me. I was like, what is this? Like, and so I started to go every week and I found it to be very healing. And then eventually got trained in it. And then I went for Reiki training and yoga training, almost 800 hours. Like, it's just everything I do to heal myself. And I'm still healing. And I think it will always be a journey of healing and shedding and loving. But everything I do, I just say, this really worked. Do you want to try it? And I
Yeah.
offer it and it's become my business. And I'm really honored and grateful to be doing this work because it really makes a difference. Like, I
Yeah,
see it all around me and I'm really like, it gives my life so much more purpose too.
definitely. And the healing is so important to do on ourselves in order to help others. You
Yeah. There's no really other way. Like, because
know?
I can sit in front of so many people and they can tell me their story and I'm like, I feel you, I get it. I
Yeah.
know the way out. Like, I do. Like, you could tell me so many things. I've been through a lot. And so,
Yeah.
and I know you have too. So I can really like feel into people and especially women. Um, and just really give them that nudge to like liberate themselves and choose themselves and love themselves.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So important. It's so important that we all learn to love ourselves. Every single one of us has been taught such a different way of looking at ourselves, by just society, and telling us to judge ourselves, and it's so I'm so happy that I'm on this journey with you and all of us shining and learning and growing and shifting to the amazing, people that we are, spirit souls. I
Yeah.
just love it, love it, love it.
And it's like, I feel like it's like never ending. Like I feel a whole nother level happening
Yeah.
within me. Like,
Yep. I saw it. I said it to you before. I was like,
yeah,
"Look at the video. You're hot, baby."
I'm like on fucking fire. Can you curse here? Like I'm on fire. Like I am taking no shit.
Yeah.
I'm like really like I got no time to waste on nonsense bullshit. Like
Yep. Yep.
my way, my life. I'm doing what I want. And, everything I do is I really do try to be of service to others. And I also just want to keep elevating myself so much that I live like this beautiful, authentic, aligned life. And then I have a whole bunch of women coming with me. I'm like, come on, let's
Yeah,
just have a blast.
It's so amazing. And you feel it like when you start shifting to your higher power, there's so many levels. There's so many levels.
Yeah.
And I know you're at a really good level, and I am too. So I'm so excited. And it's crazy because it just overflows from us. You could just see it in our eyes and just in the way we love everybody, you know?
Yeah.
Beautiful. I love
Yeah.
it.
So damn good. I want it
Yeah.
for everyone. And that's like,
That's my issue too. I just want to
yeah.
touch everybody and do healing, energy healing on them because I want them to feel this way, you know?
And I suffered a really long time. I know you have as well.
Oh yeah.
And I just really want to help people. Like, I know there's no regrets, but if I can say anything, it's like, oh, I wish I would have got this at like
Sooner.
40.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm
So
57.
we still had lessons to learn, that's
Yeah.
all. You know,
No. So
and
for
we
me,
still do. We still do, you know?
yeah, that's why if I can help someone get it earlier or just shift it earlier, like that just to me just feels really good for me to do for somebody else because I
Yeah.
wanted that for myself. And
Oh my God. And I feel like I've always been a healer since the 1800s, apparently, was my first life. But not knowing that I was, but I know in my past relationships, I always first dog down. I always wanted to save people. I always wanted to, oh, I could help them. I could save them. But meanwhile, I wasn't saving myself,
yeah,
you know? And finally at 50, I was like, you know what? I think it's time for me, you know?
yeah,
And now that am doing the work, I'm able to help other people help themselves, you know, teach them that we all have the ability to heal,
yeah.
right?
It's true. And I was the same way. Like I was always helping everybody.
Yeah.
And I didn't know I was doing it from an unworthy place. I
Yes.
didn't know that that's how I was operating. And that's why like it's really important to really know yourself and to really, go back to your childhood and like look at what happened to you and what areas were you domesticated in and were you told, to be good, to be nice, not to speak up. Like we have to look at those wounds
Oh,
and
yeah.
to see how we're still
Yeah.
operating from that place. Like it's so important. Like I still can't believe all the stuff that I'm still working on from childhood.
Yeah.
Like
Shedding. Yes.
it's like
I um I feel that everybody needs to heal that inner child, the trauma before they can even like the diet fads, addictions, like it all stems to that trauma. And
yeah,
if we just keep putting band-aids on it, it's not going to heal, you know?
it's really true. That's what I've done. I've eaten, drank, smoked, just
Yeah,
numbed. I've done it all and it does not
it
ever.
doesn't work. Yeah. Because
It's
then you
really,
just go right back to the same thing all over again.
yeah, it's really just sitting with the feelings, the emotions, like and like you say, like cry it out. I love that.
Gotta cry.
I'm
Gotta
so
feel it to heal it, baby.
I'm good at the screaming part. I'm like,
I was
but,
never a screamer, just a crier. I love to cry.
yeah, I love to scream and shout and be crazy and wild.
Yeah. Which
Yeah,
is good, which is good. I mean, I love to dance it out
Yeah,
and
we can.
cry and everything. Valerie's asking, how do you get more information about this? Which this are we speaking of, Valerie? Because we know it all. Well, how to get it. We don't know everything, but yeah.
Well, I have the women's retreat for anybody who's interested in that. It's April 1st weekend, and it's all about inner child healing, but it's fun, it's playful,
Yeah, yeah.
it's love, it's connection, it's expression, it's caring. And there's so much. It's a beautiful home. And like, that's the thing that I'm really passionate about is sisterhood. Like, I grew up with very little family. I have my daughter and I have a few cousins, but I always wanted that, community, that tribe.
Yeah.
And because I wasn't healed, I was attracting the wrong kind of tribe.
Mhm.
So now it's been my mission for the last 7 years. I've done sisterhood retreats and I could see how powerful it is.
Yes.
Because when
And
you
you
have
know, I posted the retreat in Goddess Love, my Facebook group. So if anybody wants to join us goddesses, you're more than welcome. Um, and Donna, you have a Facebook group too, right? What's your Facebook group called?
Women's Empowerment Tribe, um, I forget what it is. Heal, transform, liberate.
All three, whatever.
Yeah, but it's Women's Empowerment Tribe. There's about 3,200 women in there. And I just try to, like you do, just try to inspire, empower, and hold a safe, sacred container.
Yeah. Hey, Trish. Yeah, so and I actually asked Kelly to be on one of these podcasts too, because Kelly's doing the retreat with you, right?
Yeah, Kelly, I asked her to do, she's coming as a special guest. And
Oh, okay. I
yeah,
think she was co-hosting.
yeah, no, I have like special guests because I want her to feel like highlighted. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
she's such a great healer, and like what she offers is amazing. And her book was so, like, I read her book
I
and
have her book somewhere. Where is it? Well, we'll show it when she comes on.
I usually have it right here, but it was so powerful that I slammed it down and I was like, "Oh my God." Like, she
Oh,
wrote
here it is.
this. Yes. Oh my God, it's so good.
The
So
Voiceless Soul, people.
it's all
Read
about
it.
inner child healing, and she's coming to the retreat for the weekend, and she's going to do an inner child workshop. And the theme is inner child healing, but your inner child heals by play, by
Yes.
connection, by expression,
Yeah.
by fun.
Yeah. It's so true because I did a lot of my healing happened in 2019, thank the good Lord, before the whole pandemic. But 2020, I was playing the whole time. I was out painting fences and sheds and buildings, and I just woo, woo, woo,
I think that's truly what happens. Like,
Yeah,
you can't go back and like go over every single thing. Like, you can allow the feelings to come
of
through
course.
when
Yeah.
you're triggered, but I find that when you bring a lot of pleasure into your body, that's a way to help heal the trauma. And by expressing and playing and
Yeah.
dancing and
Do what you love. Do
yeah,
what brings you
but light
joy.
up.
Yes. Hey,
Retreat light me
Audrey.
up.
Hey, Jetty. Trish, yeah, Donna does private weekend retreats at her house. I think I might start doing that myself.
Oh my God, I love, you
I
know
have
what?
a fun house too.
It's so intimate. Like, the sisterhood retreats are amazing and powerful.
Right.
I can't give that one-on-one that I can do when they come in. I have a beautiful cabin in the woods on 11 acres of land. And I have that intimate, vulnerable connection. And I do beautiful, like, sacred bath rituals. there's so much yumminess. Like I don't even want to give it away because I just want them to come in and
Yeah.
and
They're
let
gonna
me
be
know
like a
who you
fishing
are.
rod, reel
Yeah.
of it. And your
And
website's on your Instagram, right? Humble
yeah,
Healer
my website is actually being
worked on.
updated, and I'm up
Yeah.
leveling everything as I up level myself.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm excited about I'm launching like April 1st, April Fool's Day, like, hey, I'm back again. Yeah, so I'm excited about all that.
Yay.
But you
Private
can reach me at
sounds
Home
good.
to
Yeah,
Heal.
yeah. You could do whatever you want. Look into it, Valerie, and see what resonates with you, you know?
Yeah, you can feel it in your body. Like, I have a few women who I was like, oh, they're definitely going to come on the sisterhood retreat. And then there's like all these excuses. I'm like, you're not ready.
Yeah. And the minute you start saying excuses, you're not ready.
And I
Totally.
don't want that. Like, I
Yes, on
want the women
Instagram. Yep.
who are ready, who are just like ready, like, show me the way
Yep.
and help me like catapult into
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
That's
Um,
who I'm looking for. I'm not looking to convince anybody of anything.
ooh, I just played with the screen. Ah!
You say you're doing it.
Woo! Now
I,
you can see our whole name.
I love
Um, yeah, so yeah, Humble Healer on Instagram. And if you want to follow me, I'm on Instagram too. Sunshine Warrior LLC.
Let's all connect. Oh
Let's
yeah.
all connect. Let's all be friends.
So fun.
Um, yeah, so it's all, oh, and tell them about your beach meditation. That's my favorite.
It's your favorite because you haven't come to the cabin with me.
I know, I know. I got to get up there
I'm
too.
only kidding.
But
So
I want to do the you know, you, me, and Corinne.
it's all happening. Um, we are starting, I believe it's May 14th weekend at Centerport Beach. My partner Bobby, he's a sound healer, and we have a beautiful sunset sound journey every 2 weeks, and it's donation based. We have like sometimes we have 20 people, 50 people, we've had 100 people, and it's just because everyone's looking for community and connection. And we have gongs, we have crystal bowls, we have crystal triangles, we have a tarot reader, we're gonna have a butterfly glitter girl. Like,
Woo! Who's
like
that? The
we're
butterfly.
leveling up with fun. We have bubbles. It's just like we want to make it a place where people have where they can go and they can be with community. And then the sunsets are like magnificent there.
Oh,
So
amazing.
yeah, if you follow me, Donna Amber, too, on Facebook, I post there, and on Instagram when we're doing the sunset meditations.
Yes, so much fun. I actually didn't even tell you the whole story of how we met. One of my aunts lives in Centerport, and she's loves the beach, and she's walking by you doing the meditation, and she takes a picture and sends it to me, and she goes, "I found your people." And
Oh my God.
I was like, "What?" I go, "You need to get me that woman's name." So she got a card from you, and I looked you up on Facebook, and we had like 50 friends together, you know.
But of course.
Yeah. Oh, Michael's on Ripples. Yes. The Instagram is next to our names, so you could see it. Um,
I didn't know that. That's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah. So I Facebook friend you, of course, and then you saw me. I was donating all the stumps to Bethel Hobbs Farm, where I've done a couple of murals over there, donated murals, and you were like, "Oh my God, I love the sunflower." Remember? So then
Yeah,
I came to your meditation and I handed you a stump, and we've
on
been,
my porch.
Yeah, we've been soul sisters ever since, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
And
and
now look at us, the
I know.
ripple connection.
Who would have thought? I love that. I love,
So fun.
and
So
that's like the beauty, like, sisterhood and creating and connecting. Like, I just love it. I think, like, I forget how women are with each other because I'm around so many amazing women.
yeah.
But I was with some other like woman and she was telling me about her friend. I was like, oh my God, like that's how you treat each other.
Yeah.
So like if we can just be an example of just loving up on each other and supporting and holding each
Yes.
other with the highest regard, and just let that ripple connection.
Yeah. Well, that's why I just love it. And then I actually came across that last last weekend where I was in a situation where it was mostly men. And you know me, I've got purple hair, tattoos, I'm wearing my big harem pants, and this woman who is in supposedly in the same circle was looking me up and down, like judging me. And I just sent her so much love, because I just knew that she obviously isn't in a good place and that she needs some sisterhood, real sisterhood, because your real friends don't judge you. They love you unconditionally and cheer you on and raise you up. And oh, I just want to hug everybody.
Yeah, well, that's why it needs to be more of an example because that's not
Right. Yeah.
happening.
Yeah.
Um,
But that's what we were taught. You have to look this certain way. And if you don't look this certain way, then, you should be ashamed of yourself or whatever.
yeah,
My
and even
mother used to beat the living crap out of me to get on the scale at 11 years old because, I had to be a certain weight. And now I'm like, I will eat that chocolate croissant and love myself for it.
we are so, like, wounded from our fucking childhoods, and you know what? Like, everybody was doing the best that they could,
Right, right.
but, like, we're breaking, like, each generation breaks as
That's
many
right.
patterns and as
That's
they
right.
can. It's no fault, but it's really a lot.
It is, yeah. And every single even my mother, she was obviously abused when she was a child. So it's like it's a ripple connection too. And I was fortunate enough to realize it at some point. And um, now my son is a father. I'm a grandma. Woo! Imagine me being your grandmother. Hey, sunshine. That's what she calls me. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
But you know, my son is stopping the cycle. My son is the next generation, is going to raise a generation that doesn't need healing.
Wowza.
Yeah.
I know, I said that to my daughter, she's 25. I said, "Just unlearn everything I taught you."
Exactly, because that's what I said to him too. I mean, I did exactly opposite of what my mother did, but he still was affected on a different side of the family,
Yeah, me
trauma.
too, like, I didn't do what was done to me, like, she didn't have that kind of trauma, but
Right,
she received energetically my trauma,
right.
so that's for her, and whatever behaviors that I taught her, from my trauma, she needs to unlearn all of that, except for now, I'm like, "Watch me now, though."
Yeah.
Watch me now. I'll teach you new things, which she has been. I've been teaching her just by
Yeah,
living my life in the way that I want and just being an example. That's all.
yeah. Valerie's saying she's glad she had boys. I have a boy, and I raised him to know that it's okay to cry. It's okay to have feelings, because a lot of men, my brother was raised, oh, you can't cry, you can't do that, you can't. Yeah, everybody has feelings. We're human beings, we're human beings and we have to feel these feelings. We can't shove them down or we're just going to cause more trauma, you know?
I know, and we're not taught that. Like, it's
Yeah.
really crazy. Like, it is like with the men, be tough, don't cry. And with girls, it's like, be pleasing to everybody, be
Right,
pretty, be
right. Yeah.
cute, be nice. What the hell? Like, oh my God, it's like crazy. Like, we really have to unlearn a lot. Like,
Yeah.
and just keep finding out who we are and what we desire and what we want out of our own life.
And go back to just pure love, pure unconditional love. That's what we were born with, we were born with just pure love, no hate, no differences and in anything. It's just and I'm at that state and I am so grateful. I'm going to start crying because I am just so grateful that I did have that journey to get me to this point and then me being able to overflow it to everybody else. It's such an amazing feeling. I know you feel it. You know it. You know that connection.
Yeah, and
That ripple
especially
connection.
yeah, especially when, like, like, I feel like you and I have had, like, a lot of struggles through life, not, like, the best families, and
Right.
when you don't have support like that, it's really hard. It's really hard, but when you get to this other side, and I am, like, feeling that other side in the last, year or so, 2
Yeah.
years, that you have so much gratitude, like,
Yeah.
there's so much gratitude every day. I can't stop saying, "Thank you."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Thank you, God, universe, like, thank you." Like, that's all I do is I just say, "Thank you, God."
And that's awesome because it just gets you even more connected with spirit.
Yeah.
I when I get connected, my right ear taps. So I'll just close my eyes and I go, okay, loves, and all of a sudden like it's like I'm on
Morse code.
yeah, 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 yeah. Uh,
Yeah, it's like it's really worth all the work is to
yes.
it really is.
Michael's commenting, he's grateful for all the love he received from his mom, who was single for a while. Yeah. Being a single parent is like one of the I mean, being a parent is a hard job. I think it's the hardest job in the world being a parent, you know. But being a single parent, oh my goodness, it is rough, 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 rough.
Yeah, I didn't find that, being a single parent, I had a lot of, support from Courtney. Courtney's dad was very, like, hands-on
Oh, that was good, yeah.
with her, like, he was, like so I didn't find that part hard. I found the part of, like, emotions,
Mm,
like, the world was very stressful, and then to have, that my emotions, her emotions, like, just life.
yeah,
It felt
yeah.
like life was just hard.
Well, I left his father at 23. I was 23 and he was a year and a half old. So I stayed single for 16 of those years. And when my son graduated, he graduated on his 18th birthday, and I cried and cried and cried. And my aunt was there and she goes, it's no big deal. And I was like, yeah, it is. I'm done. I did it. And he joined the Marines 11 days later. So I was like, because I was working 3 jobs, I was doing, as best as I could, with everything that I was dealt with, and then
Yeah.
I was just free of being not having to worry about him.
And that's really, really important because I didn't realize how much, like, when I that didn't happen till I was 50, that Courtney and I weren't, like, living together
Right.
anymore.
Yeah.
But, like, you don't realize as a mom that you're always constantly like, you can't think about yourself as much,
Right.
and that was the most, like, amazing thing was like, wow, I don't have to cook, I don't have to clean, I don't have to think of anyone, because as, like, we're like, moms, we're, like, amazing, like, all that we do and give and support and all that love and that like, that's just really amazing how powerful that is,
Yeah.
how sacrificing that is, and you don't realize it till you don't do that anymore, and I'm like, "Oh, I took 3 baths today, that was
I
amazing."
know, right? I took two today. I was like, "Woo!"
Yeah, like, all that time for yourself and thinking about, "What do
I
I?"
just love being alone.
Me too, it's so good. Yeah,
Because
and I
'cause we're so
love
fun
making
to hang out with, right?
what?
We're so fun to hang out with. I
I'm
love hanging out with
I
myself.
love hanging out with myself. I was like, "Oh my god," I've come to realize, like, I'm amazing. Like,
Yeah.
my energy's amazing, um, and I'm gonna just, like, recycle it back into myself instead of just
Yeah.
letting it spew everywhere.
So much fun, so much fun.
It really is. I'm having a blast.
Yes. And I saw your dance video today.
Yeah, where that guy was mean to me. Some guy said he was that
Well,
was it was
explain the, when well, you explain it.
well, I put a video on because I was doing something for the women's retreat, and I was trying to be, like, fun and, like, a little wild, and he posted, "That was hard to watch. I wonder why you're doing a women's retreat because no man would want you." And I was like, "Wow, I'm not used to mean comments." Like, and he
Right,
was
right.
I was, like, looking at it like, "Oh, that's
What
interesting."
is that?
And then I was like I said to him, "It's hilarious." And then I blocked him.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it was great that I didn't have any reaction to it. I was very indifferent to it because it's like
Well, like 5 years ago, you I mean, even me, I would have been like, "Oh my god, should I delete the video? Oh my god," and
yeah.
now I'm like, "Psh, I don't want you're a lost boy, and I'm gonna send you love
Mhm.
because you obviously wouldn't be able to handle Donna Amber."
Well, good enough.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, so but it's good that
Uh,
this was like, "Bye."
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
all lessons, it's all,
All lessons, yeah,
all
because
just
he obviously, has some trauma he needs to heal himself.
yeah.
Actually, I've gotten comments, because I went on Reddit. I don't know if you guys know about that, but I did my rainbow sweater, and I got over 10,000 hits on it, and there was 2 bad comments, and people before I even got to the comment, people were offending me and saying, "She's gorgeous, look at that smile, she's shining, blah, blah, blah." And then I wrote, "Thank you, everybody, for all the love. And if you need help in healing your inner child, this is my website," to the person who was, offended by my light. You
Yeah.
know?
It's like
So,
we can't let them pivot, take us off, pivot us off our center, which
yeah.
that's another thing I've been working on and learning, it's just, every day I just learn and grow.
That's it, that's it. I actually have, I'm doing a class tomorrow night on Goddess Love with, Zoom about, law of attraction. So, I was listening to, the book The Secret, just refreshing, because I live by the law of attraction and, the 4 agreements. But, every day I just refresh or learn something new. It's how we grow. It's how we expand our mind.
Yeah.
It's a
And
beautiful
from
thing.
others too, like, I love to learn from others. I love, when people mirror back to me where I might have blinders and not see, ways. Like I swear to God, I've had the biggest shift from this mindset coach from Bali who I was doing a 2-hour master class with. And she said some things to me and I was like, what? I'm still doing that.
Oh, you told me about that. Yeah. Yeah.
It shifted me. I was like, done. I am not doing that people pleasing thing in my business anymore.
Yeah.
It shifted me in such a big way because sometimes we just can't see it. And I mean, I do that for women too. I reflect back where they might be like disempowering themselves or not loving themselves. You do that as well. But it's really important. Like it
Oh,
really,
yeah. And it's important to set your boundaries too, because yes, we are giving and we're helping people, but we have to also make sure that we step back a little bit and get some healing ourselves and get some love for ourselves, so we don't run out of our own energy.
yeah, fill the cup.
Yeah.
I used to go from like really a depleted place because I just didn't, know. Like I just like that's what I mean. Sometimes we were, as a child, my needs were never there was nothing like my needs. I was like,
Yeah.
what? I was like, what?
Well, because we were invisible.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so I've always operated from a place of overgiving and I've come to really like now I really fill my cup and I check in with my body and I make sure
Right.
this is something I want to do. Is this like feel like it's just right here first. Like
Yeah.
anything
Yeah.
goes out. And that's been a game changer for me too. To
And
really
asking for help too. Just because we're
yeah.
badass warriors doesn't mean that we uh can't use some help too,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like that's the thing on my retreats. I used to be like I would do everything because I want them to have this amazing experience and now it's like I realize like oh I can ask the women on the retreat for help too. Like
Yeah.
we'll all just work together here. I don't have to
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
I've
Yeah.
learned that for sure.
Good. Yay.
Yay!
Woohoo! I love my first guest.
Ah. I'm so grateful. This is so fun to be your first guest. I didn't
I
know.
know.
Thank
And anybody else who wants to come on, on another time, if you have a story and you want to share, please reach out to me because I love
It's
this.
so fun. Now I
It
want to
is.
do this. Like, let's go away. Yeah.
Well, that's it. It's the ripple connection. And Michael, who's on, he's the one who interviewed me first on his show, The Live Stream of Consciousness. It's on tonight at 9 usually.
So he's rippling, like he rippled you.
Yeah, he rippled me and now I'm rippling away.
I love that.
So yeah, it's beautiful because hopefully now it's gonna ripple you.
I
I want to ripple.
ripple.
So much fun. So much fun.
Yeah, because it's a great way to connect. And like, I love people's stories. Like, I will sit and like with people on a bench and like hear, especially older people. Like, I feel they're so invisible.
Yeah.
I love to hear people's stories because there's so much wisdom and there's so much information. So, this is like a great
Well,
forum. For that.
yeah. Well, that's why I just feel like, Valerie just said, "Hey, Sharon, this was eye-opening for her." So if we help one person, you know, just by hanging out and having a conversation, that's all that matters. That's amazing. Yeah.
Sharing like how we got to this place and what because sometimes people feel like I used to feel like am I the only one who has like that is depressed and
Yeah.
anxious. I
Yeah.
would hide it. I wouldn't put on the mask and the smile, and I was really struggling and suffering. So if other people can hear that, oh wow, I thought she was a goddess warrior. She had
Right. Yeah. I thought she was always a goddess warrior. Yeah.
that gives them inspiration and hope that they can make the changes that they want in their life
Yeah.
too. There is a way.
I was so quiet when I was abused by my mother and father and stepmother. And, at 16, I was homeless and my aunt and uncle took me in, but we never said it. It was hush hush why I moved in with them. Like my cousins didn't even know what happened to me, when I was living there. And so then when I married my first husband, hello, another abuser,
Yeah.
and then when I left him, you know, I was so quiet and ashamed that I allowed this to happen to me again. So I never told my story. I never said it out loud. And then, I started with the food. I was 100 pounds overweight, so it's like, say your story, say your truth, because you're not going to heal unless you say it out loud, you
And
know?
then you feel like too, like I went to dinner with this other couple last month, and like, my story is my mom was 16, my dad was 17, and they were addicts. And I was born addicted to heroin, and my mom died when I was 4 at a gas station in front of me. And then there was just the chaos from there.
Right.
But he told his story, and his was just like mine. I
Yeah.
couldn't believe how I was like, "Oh my god, your mom died at 6 when you were 6, and it was drugs." I was like, "Oh my god." Like,
Yeah.
'cause it makes like I'm like, "I'm not alone." And like what you just said, I'm like, "Oh wow, I'm not the like,
Yeah.
okay." Like,
And
okay.
and there's so many of us out there that haven't told their story or and are still suffering for it. And that's why I want to get everybody on here and to tell their story and show that there's hope and that we can heal. We can become the sunshines that we are, because we're all amazing, every single one of us,
Yeah.
and we are poster children of hope, you know, and that's damn it, I'm getting it out there. I want everyone to know that they can heal,
Yeah. If I That's what I always say, if I can do it, you can do it, because
Exactly.
I was like, I have no clue. And you know what I love? That my nickname was
Is
Sun.
sunshine,
I was just
right?
I forgot about that. I'm
But
like,
it's so funny because I am surrounded by so many of my friends that their nicknames are Sunshine. I
"That's
mean, there's so
amazing."
many of them, so many.
I love that.
And but I say it all the time. We are all sunshine, every single one of us. We just have to move the clouds away so we could see our inner light, you know?
It's like that fog. We're in like this fog
Yeah.
of like, who am I and what they put on me and how do I get this off? And, like that's this, what I feel like is really like it's the peeling of the onion to say, who.
Yeah, well, that's instead of saying peeling of the onions, I say move the clouds aside,
Yeah.
and see the sun, see the light shine through, you know?
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
also wanted to say too, that Kelly and I are doing a free workshop.
Oh, yeah, the free Zoom, right?
Yeah, fuck people pleasing.
Oh my,
Just
pardon my French.
um, and it's all about, empowering yourself and boundaries. So we're doing that next Wednesday at 7 o'clock if anyone wants to join in.
I think I might have to join in.
Yeah, we're doing it monthly, just like to just have sisters come together, share, express, have a little fun, do maybe a little breath work. But we're gonna do it monthly because it's like sort of like this. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
And I love connecting live because, you get to interact with everybody. Had a Zoom the other day with my new friend Cindy from Canada. You know, it's amazing,
It's fun.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, people poo-poo the internet, but we're doing it with love, you know, because my Facebook feed is all spiritual or puppies, you know, because we have a choice. If we want to be surrounded by miserable stuff, you know, you can be, but if you want to be
Yeah.
surrounded in joy, you can do that too, you know.
And
So
that's with everything, people like around you, like who's around you, you know, like that's really important. I've learned
yeah.
that in a big way. That's why I'm loving my alone time in the gap.
Yes, me too. Except for these monkeys with me.
I know. Cody gave up. He was like, she's not gonna play.
Mine are lazy. Too funny. All right, well, I guess that's it. I mean, we've been on for almost an hour.
Oh my God.
I think we discussed a lot, right?
I
And
feel I feel complete.
yeah, yeah, it was good. But we got to do you know, so Donna is at Healer. She's on Instagram. You are so welcome, loves. I'm Sunshine Warrior LLC. I think I'm going to do this every Thursday at
Wow.
7:30 with different guests, different amazing guests. So if anybody wants to come on and tell their story, reach out to me. And then we are going to end this by dancing, baby. Hello. Can I make this louder? All right. Love you guys. Later.